beers. Bloody
Beers.
On the piss.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Bloody Brilliant Beers podcast, brought to you by Bluebet.
That's Klutz. I'm Darce. We are the Bloody Brilliant Beers. We started out reviewing craft beers on Facebook, and now we bring you the conversations that you'd more than likely hear from the front bar at your local. And as always, we're coming to you live from our local,
Which is known as the Caxton Hotel. It's the hottest, horniest, best pub on fucking planet Earth.
I'd have to agree with you there, Josh. It's actually been a while since I've had a beer here, so I'm looking forward to it. Well, a while.
Yeah.
In relation to how often we usually do.
Couple of days.
Yeah, a couple of days. Yeah, I had a weekend off from coming here.
Exactly.
Which feels weird, but it's good to be back.
Yeah.
As always, this is our On the Piss podcast where basically we just have a beer and chat shit for a little while.
Fucking oath. It is Wednesday, my dudes.
It is. Welcome. How's your weekend, mate?
Yeah, it was really good, actually. I had a fucking fantastic weekend. Got a text message on Friday over from the boss saying few jobs being pushed back a week. Take the Monday off, boys.
Bang.
Boom. Tick. Thank you, Sean. Hot and horny stuff to get.
Long
At 2
weekend.
p.m. on a Friday, so long weekend. So we're coming in a bit earlier today to record.
Which is great.
It was great. And then it really got me in a good mood. We had footy on Friday night.
Yep.
It was third v first. Ipswich undefeated. Now, shout out
Are
to
they
the
third
Rangers.
or are you third?
We're third.
Okay.
Ipswich, so I found out this thing, right? There's this little radio station called Triple M. You might have heard of it.
I have heard of it, yeah.
They do this thing where they sponsor like a local football team or sporting team.
Yep.
And apparently they like sponsor them until they lose a game. So Ipswich Rangers were their first one. And so I didn't even know like that it was like a repeat thing or whatever. But every week they've been calling up on a Friday arvo going on about how good their season is.
Yep.
It's just like, it's first grade subbies.
Yeah.
Like, and you're playing, well, it's our sixth grade team.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the.
It's not like a.
Let's not write home about it. I get very passionate about sixth grade, but
Yeah, but you don't have your own radio segment.
yeah, let's call
Just
a spade a
podcast
spade. Exactly. So, yeah, I get to project one every week, regardless of wins or losses, and get a whole preseason in about it. That's the only preseason I'll be doing. But yeah, it's really nice. We beat them. I think we had the ball twice in 70 minutes. So we defended for maybe 60.
And scored twice.
Scored twice. It was absolutely fucked. Everyone was just like, that's one of the greatest defensive efforts that a football team's ever produced in sixth grade football.
Yep. It's called a spade.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a bit of chat being thrown around. I gave it to the 10 when I was on the sideline.
Yeah.
One of the best kicking games I've ever seen. He used to play,
Yeah.
awesome. Got a great boot. But all he did was kick. I was like, fuck, if they held the ball more, they probably would have got through us and won. So,
How did you only have the ball twice, but he kicked every time he got it?
well, because you know what I mean? Like, when you get the ball, because you don't have a football background.
Yeah,
like,
okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like, when you have the ball, it's like consecutive phases.
Okay. So
Which
you
sort
couldn't
of-
hold the ball, basically.
Yeah, essentially. But they couldn't score points. So
Yeah,
they
right.
suck. We'd get the ball back and kick it back and try and play field position.
Yep.
But they'd run it, pass it to him, and he just instantly fucking kicked.
Yep.
I may or may not have sprayed him in the heat of the moment. Really nice guy as well.
Doesn't sound like you at all.
Yeah, but he's standing right in front of us. I was like, maybe if you didn't kick the ball and ran it once, cunt, you'd actually fucking score some points. So,
Did he
Yeah.
heed that advice or did he?
no, sure, he did run it a couple of times after that. Didn't score any more points, though. Chiefs get the victory.
Yeah,
Boom.
bang. Clutzy's taking up real estate in his head.
Yeah, pretty much. But it was pretty fast. Because Mika's chat after the game was, thank fuck we don't have to listen to you cunts on Triple M anymore. But great blokes. They had beers afterwards. But it was one of the boys' 100th games, Panther, who strikes at night. And he started running off the field. And we were like, get back on. What are you doing? And he's like, running off laughing. Everyone's clapping him. And we go to like help him out. And he just puts up his hand. And one of his fingers was dislocated on a 90-degree angle.
I saw the photos. It was disgusting.
So hectic, bro.
Yeah.
Like, they thought it was broken, took him to the hospital, did an x-ray, got it fucking put back in, all that sort of shit. Once we found out it wasn't broken, we're like, oh, mate, get it popped in, get back to Jeeps. And then maybe half an hour later, his mum drops him off.
And he's back having
And
beers.
he's back and he was
what
on
a
the
way to
piss.
celebrate. That's a fucking...
And that is
that
football.
typifies sixth grade football. Yeah.
It was fucking sick, man. So it was vibes are high. The Ipswich boys stuck around for a few beers afterwards as well.
Love
They
that.
carpooled down, so a whole bunch of them. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's
Great
sick.
blokes.
Yep. That's what you want. You want chat, battlers, beers.
That's it. So did that Friday. Saturday had a 30th. Hung out with the misso in the morning, which was lovely. But then got into my work at the Pineapple Hotel. Went to the Vic beforehand as well.
I was at the Vic on the weekend too, on Friday.
Yeah, not a bad place.
The spot of the breast milk. The breast milk pub.
Yeah, we've seen the video now, and great spot for breast milk. Great spot.
One of Brisbane's best.
Yeah, really, really good. But went to the Vic and saw a friend of ours.
Yeah.
Who got brought up in the Frothies group this week, actually.
He did, yeah.
Who people might not think he is a friend of ours, but he is.
Yeah, he is.
Shout out to Eden Richards.
Yeah.
He's a good dude.
He's a great dude.
And that's about the only nice thing you'll ever hear me say on the podcast about him.
Someone, I think it was official trotter of the pod, Dave Kenzie, put a post up in our Facebook group, BB Frothies, basically saying he just caught up on a few weeks worth of the podcast and was like, have the boys ever said anything nice about Eden? And I can't think off the top of my head of anything bad we'd said about him, but
probably doesn't listen.
He can get
shout
fucked.
Around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hard to shout around with.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, there's
a good chance he is listening to
actually,
this
I was
week.
with him on Friday as well. Yeah.
How many rounds did he shout?
None, but he left shortly after I got there.
No, he might be listening this week. He listened to our Pub 13 and thought that was quite good because he listened to that because he thought I was going to just like rip into him about that.
Yeah, right.
So, but no, he was good. They had like a little work event there where they were riding on horses.
Yep.
I really wanted to go and jump on it because you could win like $2.5 or $5 grand if you got the best time.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, like,
there's a weight limit.
I'm not trying to be rude, but there's a weight limit. And I had a look, it was 110. I was like, I far exceed that. So I couldn't jump on, but it was so funny watching people because you had to match the pace. And when it got to the quick part, there was one dude, he's like, yeah, like getting full into it. And he's like laughing, but making all this sound. And he was fucked when he got off. But went to a 30th after that. Pineapple Hotel, great joint as well.
Yep.
And then ended up having a really big Saturday.
Yeah, I was surprised. I saw some stuff in some group chats and then with you of you sending messages, like nothing bad, but just late night antics. Yeah. And then I sent you a message on Sunday and you responding earlier than I thought you would have been awake. So how did that go?
Well, mate, it was good. I got home probably about 3:30 and I'd ordered Uber Eats.
Yeah.
And I'd paid for the quicker thing. I actually need to go back and complain about this.
I didn't know you could pay for quicker delivery on Uber.
Yeah, it's like a quicker thing. It's like an extra $2 or something. Yeah. But I was really hungry, so I timed it. So I was like, hopefully if I do this, it should be there by the time I get home.
Yeah.
Took an hour to come from Brookside.
Yeah.
Macca's, which is
not great.
4 minutes drive from my house, which I could not do in my state.
Clearly.
But the dude just like drove away and then parked somewhere else and then got my order. He sat there for about 20 minutes.
What?
And then went and got my order and then drove away from my house.
Yeah.
So I sent a message. It was like, are you here yet?
Yeah.
And then he started driving towards my place and he pulled up and was real etch and was like, oh.
Do you reckon he was hoping you
go,
would cancel or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But, so I've got to go back and complain about that and be like, what happened with this weird car?
Yeah.
And then Sunday, I made my return to the markets.
Love it there.
It was great. Went to the Brook Hotel. I did a pub tour of Brisbane basically this weekend.
Yeah.
But the Brook Hotel just down the road from me is recently redone. Fucking awesome establishment.
Yeah. I'm keen to check it out.
It's no caco, but it does look quite lovely. And then watched the boys pump India last night.
Yeah.
And I was saying I was in a bit of a cheeky mood last night.
This is pretty good.
It's pretty funny. Indian cricket fans are possibly the most passionate fans you'll ever come across.
100%.
In any sort of sport. And I love beating India.
Yep.
Like I love beating India because
for people who don't know, Australia won the World Test Championship overnight. Yep. Beat India in a test in England.
First team to win every single international cricketing trophy.
Ever.
In men's and women's.
Yep.
Which is pretty fucking awesome.
Very awesome.
So basically, India doctor their pitches and they can only win in India and they're so high on their own supply. So I just thought,
let's give it to them.
Let's have a bit of play with this. So I said India are never up for it. A great easy warm-up game. Kohli might have to retire and the whole team should be replaced. Will India ever win anything again? No, they aren't up for it. 56 responses later.
This gives you an insight into Clutzy's mind and what he has fun doing.
I enjoy pissing people off.
Yeah, literally.
So from the first one, I knew that it was going to be funny. First, you book tickets to hell, ... Then maybe India lift any ICC trophy, ... sir, with the hand emoji.
That doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, I don't know.
First, you book tickets to hell.
Someone said your father should have retired with condom on. That was one of my favorites.
I do like that one.
But yeah, the comments are coming in thick and fast, and I thought, how can we make this even better? So I started saying how Pakistan would have been a lot better opposition because they're actually competitive.
Yep.
Because there's such a rivalry between those two countries.
And did that just kick it into another gear?
Kicked it into another gear, which was great. Yeah, we just kept being called cheats. There was some dude who was like peppering me. He kept commenting stuff, and you try to respond to him, but he doesn't allow everyone to respond to him.
Classic.
So I'm like,
you should change your settings to that because that would wind people up when you do this sort of shit. That's literally something you would do.
Aussies once a cheater, always a cheater. India going to win more ICC trophies. You just open your eyes to watch India lifting trophies. I said winning trophies on computer games doesn't count, sir. So, yeah.
There'd be so many people fucking seething over in India over your comments.
Oh, yeah, it's so good, bro. But someone's saying that Pakistan are their children, and I said, well, we are the father of
India. The grandparents
Pakistan
of
is
Pakistan.
the fathers of, Australia's the father of Kohli, and Pakistan are the fathers of the entire Indian nation. Then my last one that I said to people was, how do 1.4 billion people, like out of 1.4 billion people, how can you get 11 to not beat us?
Yeah, your top 11 still can't beat
Because that's something in the commentary. I think it was Matty Hayden last night. He's like, 1.4 billion against 26 million. The underdogs just get it done again. Like, this great Australian
just
team.
adding salt to the wounds, basically.
Yes, Matthew. But, like, they'd respect Matty Hayden's opinion because he's a god over
he's
there
a
like he is
legend.
over here.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I really, really, really enjoyed I was
winding
sitting
people
there
up.
just waiting to go to bed.
One of the great pastimes of all time, just winding people up on social media. Your favourite thing to do. You fucking twisted.
The amount of different ICC posts I was commenting on last night to see which one would take the bait was
just whichever would be the biggest fucking wild vibe, basically.
That's it, a couple of tweets. How's your weekend though?
Pretty good, mate. It kept pretty chill. I had some going away drinks for a friend of ours who's going to London on Friday at the Vic.
Beautiful, man.
I was actually at Stockies and then the Vic.
Yep.
And then I had a 30th on Saturday night as well. We actually both were at the Vic and then 30ths on the weekend.
Yeah, so weird, but just different points in time.
And then I did fuck all yesterday. I was feeling a bit dusty. But someone sent through a would you rather to us on Instagram during the week, out of the blue. And I thought, what better way to bring that back as a bit of a segment. So we put it out to the Frothies this week in our Facebook group. If you're not in there, BBB Frothies on Facebook, get in there. We obviously also put up on the Instagram. But the first one that he sent through, like, I thought this was fucking quite funny. So I'm just going to ask him all of you, but would you rather have a vertical mouth or a horizontal arse?
Horizontal arse be pretty funny.
Well, old mate who sent it through was like, imagine every time you walk up and down the stairs at the caco, it just claps together. Like a flap.
See, I'm alright because I've just got hamstrings.
Imagine you streaking down the field at Jeeps and your ass is just clapping away in the wind.
With the pace that I was getting on the weekend, it would have been fucking, there would have been some big noises and some rapid clapping.
So you're going horizontal ass?
I think horizontal arse because of how funny it would be. Like, can you imagine?
Like Homer Simpson's lips.
Can you imagine? I'd hate like eating a pie, right?
Yeah.
With a vertical mouth because you'd have to sort of, it'd be like
because your teeth
either little bits from Rick and Morty or fuck, it'd be so weird.
So hard to eat a pie.
Well, you put it on your side and then like the meat would drip
fall
down.
out. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. No, I'm definitely going to horizontal arse.
Yeah. I don't think it would have that many like impacts.
No.
Like different.
No, the hole's still the same.
Exactly. Yeah.
It'd be weird wiping.
Would you go left to right or right to left?
Swish and flick.
That would be weird.
Where it's like the karate boy.
Yeah,
karate kid.
Wax on, wax off.
Wax on, wax off, that sort of vibe. With the paint.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Okay. Let's get into a few more. Clutzy, would you rather take one shit a year, but it's all your shits combined into one, or have to piss every hour on the hour?
I love shitting, so I'm taking
Same.
the piss every hour of the hour.
I pretty much do that anyway.
Yeah.
The
Today, yeah.
The annoying thing with that would be sleeping, having to
Yeah.
get up every hour.
Well-
But also imagine every shit you've done in a year combined. You'd be on the toilet for a day straight.
Yeah.
Especially you. You sit there for an hour every time.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine how numb I'd be. Fuck. I wouldn't be
Pins
able
and
to walk,
needles,
bro.
pins and needles
It'd be
galore.
so hectic.
You'd have to like kick your foot out. You know, you kick your foot out, one leg, like
Yeah.
only have one leg in your pants.
Do you know how many flushes do you reckon you'd have to do?
Oh, imagine the amount
Imagine
of
the
toilet
pipe
paper
work.
as well.
Oh, fucking hell.
You need a good plumbing system.
Yeah, but I'm thinking, speaking of the plumbing, this is where I'm thinking for the pissing at night,
Yeah.
just get a hose that's big enough to fit over your cock.
Yeah. Not hard.
Get a little, yeah, not hard at all.
Just to get regular garden hose.
It's a half inch. 16 mil of pure happiness attached straight over the top of my Johnson.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, just make sure you tighten it up a little bit so there's no leakages down below, and then you just piss away.
Yeah. But I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is an interesting one. Jeeps are in the grand final. Picture that. Sixth grade grand final.
Not hard to imagine.
No. Would you rather win the grand final by 60 points or win it in the last minute with a field goal?
Oh,
Tough one, hey?
it's a tough one because we've basically done both.
Oh, really?
Sixth grade 2018, we won like 40 or 50 nil against brothers.
Yep.
And it was so good because they're like our biggest rival. And we
Yep.
had like a 3-year rivalry
Yeah.
in sixth grade.
And you
with
just
them.
torched them.
And we torched them, and it was like, fuck, this is sick. But I think the field goal win, I love pumping people.
Yep.
I think pumping people is the best thing. But in a grand final sense, because this is going to sound really fucked, but imagine you're playing against like your rivals.
Yep.
And you sink them in a last minute field
The
goal.
elation.
But you'd feel shitter about that
Yep.
than getting pumped by
By
50
60
points.
points, yeah.
Because you were never in it in 60 points.
Yep.
You're like, whoever you're playing against would just be like, we were so outclassed today.
Yeah, we were never a chance.
We were never a chance. But to take the chance away from someone with
Yeah, at
30
the last
seconds
minute.
to go,
I also reckon
you.
you'd talk about the last minute field goal more than, like, you'd remember it clearer than a 60-point win. You know what I mean? Like,
But I remember the Jeeps reserve grade win in 2019, I believe it was, more than the 2018 first grade win. One, because I wasn't as pissed.
Yep.
But two, it went for like 100 and something minutes.
Yep.
And Tom Christie hit a 40 something meter field goal.
To win it.
Penalty goal to win it.
yep.
And like,
That's what I mean. You remember those moments.
you remember
more.
those moments because
Yep.
it's so fucking clutch.
Yep.
I love that sort of shit.
Yeah. I think I'm with you as well.
I'd take the last
yeah.
minute.
I'm thinking of like watching the Bronx play in the grand final of Queensland. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, moving on. Clutzy, would you rather kiss your dad on the lips every time you see him or give your best mate a wristy in public? One time.
Oh, my best mate a wristy for sure.
In public.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Anyway, so this is the first time we're going to go R18 plus.
On our Patreon, catch it. Okay, that's fair enough. You didn't have to put too much thought into that one at all.
No, not really. Yeah, I mean, shout out to Dad.
Yeah.
Probably get over it.
Yeah,
very
kissing on
quickly.
the lips. See my parents quite a lot. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
One wristies, one wristy.
And then also, you don't want to like avoid seeing your parents.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to look forward to seeing them.
Yeah.
It's like, oh fuck.
This is another sports one, another tough one. Would you rather see Australia win the Ashes in England this year or Australia win the Rugby World Cup in France? Tough one.
World Cup.
Yeah.
We haven't done it for so long.
I think
We
I'm
need
the same.
because, like, you know what? Like, yeah, it sucks. Well, I'd love to see us win the Ashes in England.
Yeah. There's probably,
Fuck.
like, put it this way, between now and us both dying, we're going to see more Ashes victories in England than we will World Cup
Fucking
wins.
oath, bro. Fucking oath.
Yep.
Because England are pathetic. Shout out to all of you listening from our motherland. But no, I think purely for the state of the game over here, we need a World Cup victory.
Yep.
We need something to get behind. I'd love that. Like, I can't wait for 4 years' time when it's a home World Cup.
Yep.
Like how
That
insane
atmosphere will
that's
be
gonna
fucking electric. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, are we going to have the Olympics around then too? Be fucking wild.
Yeah, I
old
think
time
we
in
have
Brisbane.
the
32.
2032.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah,
I think so.
2032. Yeah.
So there'll still be a while.
Because we got the Women's Soccer World Cup starting soon. We got a lot of shit happening around here.
Best state of all, Queensland.
Yeah, fucking right.
Okay, Clutzy, would you rather accidentally send a nude to your missus' mum or to your boss?
Oh, probably my boss. Because he'd be like, what are you doing now, cunt?
He'd reckon he'd laugh.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about this, my old boss for sure. I'd easily take my old boss. Yeah. Wouldn't even have to think about it. It'd be going straight to him.
It'd be funny because you could do banter about that. Just be like, oh, sorry. There's my cock again.
Nice cock.
Yeah. I don't really want Caitlin's mum laughing at what she has to deal with.
Yeah. What she's putting up with.
Yeah, what she's putting up with.
Okay, this one's a bit crude, but that's fine. Clutzy, if you had to suck off your best mate, would you rather length or girth?
Oh, that's a tough one. Probably girth, I
Agreed,
reckon.
yeah.
I'd go girth.
Don't want to be gagging and shit.
I don't want to be gagging. So, yeah. Oh. You know what? Like, each their own. I didn't shiver for no reason then. I was just imagining. Oh.
Anyway.
It's not a good thing to imagine for me.
Moving on. Clutzy, would you rather every time you shit, it's so big it blocks the toilet, or every fart you do is wet and no fart is safe?
Probably no fart is safe.
Pretty much living that way anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I literally, actually, today, I was sitting on the couch watching Dawn of the Dolphins.
Yep.
And I went to fart while eating my eggs Benny roll.
Yep.
And I quickly clenched my cheeks, put down the roll, and sprinted to the toilet. Never trust a fart.
No.
Because then Josh, actually, got a new roommate.
Yep.
My sister's boyfriend just moved in, which is fucking sick. Good cunt. Name is Josh as well, as we've covered off before.
Yep.
He was like, I said to him, I was like, you can never trust a fart. He's like, what are you on about? I was like, I almost shit myself and it's Monday.
Welcome to the house.
Yeah, welcome to the house. You're going to be hearing a lot of running, and that's me almost shitting myself.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, last one. Would you rather relive Peter Siddle's hat trick at the Gabba or Ben Hunt's intercept in last year's State of Origin to win in Game 3?
The intercept.
You reckon?
The hat trick was pretty sick.
Yeah.
But, like, I wasn't there.
Yeah.
After being at Ben Hunt's intercept and watching a whole stadium erupt.
Yeah. A whole state erupt.
Yeah, a whole state. I actually just reshared something before. It was a quote from Billy Slater. Like, this is what I mean. Like, Queensland Origin is the pinnacle of sport for me.
Yeah.
So I just reshared this before. Billy said, Queenslanders will bring the atmosphere. I've been fortunate to go to some great sporting events, Super Bowls, etc. It's nothing to what Suncorp Stadium brings on Origin night. It's going to be incredible.
Bang.
Bring back that feeling.
Yeah.
There is nothing that compares to it.
Hopefully we get to see it again. And sorry, we do have one more. Do you want one more?
Yes, please.
Okay. I think you might regret that, but that's fine. Clutzy, would you rather fuck a goat and no one knows, or not fuck a goat but everyone thinks you did?
Oh, well, I'd probably rather not fuck a goat, but everyone think I did, because I'm weird enough as it is.
Yeah.
I'd deny it wholeheartedly, but I'm not committing bestiality.
Yeah, like at least you can sleep at night, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like no matter what people said.
I can eat goat's cheese without second guessing it, you know?
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. Like, is this my son? Nah. But yeah, that's Would You Rather. We will maybe bring it back next week.
Yeah, cool.
All right. We did mention it just before, but for those who don't know, we've got a Facebook group, official Facebook group of the podcast, the BBB Frothies on Facebook. So if you're not in there, fucking search it up and find it, because it's on fire at the moment. But we thought we could do a bit of a wrap-up. Maybe not every week, but this is going to be the wrap-up of this week. There's been some cool stuff either posted or sent through. So first of all, this was some of the boys on a Woodgate trip.
Yeah. Love that people are going to Woodgate
fucking
as well.
Oath.
Great part of the world.
Long-time listeners of the pod will know Clutzy fucking loves Woodgate, goes there often. So it was nice to be able to see this. And I think this really just sets the tone for our podcast. So This is the audio of picture a young bunch of hot boys sitting around a fire,
Just
basically
ripping in.
having beers, and this is what they had to say.
Man,
That's not even a question.
fucking beach.
Bro, cunt.
Beers. Beers is the beach.
Sean.
Bowls club. Beers. Cocktails. Fucking home. Beers.
You don't understand.
Dance at the pub.
You don't
Beers. And then you get fucked at the pub. You're already fucked when you get to the pub. Beers. You get back to the house. Beers. And then you fucking...
No way. Sean.
It is drinks all day, cunt. Beers! Beers, cunt! Fucking beers!
So basically, it sounds like the boys had a few beers.
My favourite thing about that is they've got one bloke in the background who's in a camping chair, and
Yep.
he always just seems like he's fucking passed
Falling
out
in
of
and
sleep.
out of sleep, yeah.
And then all of a sudden he'll just go, like start laughing, and then straight back to passing out. So
We also got this email that came through from Greenie the Pom, which I think Clutzy's going to love. He hasn't read it yet.
Yeah,
But it
love Greenie.
came through to our email address, and it's just a fucking unbelievable story, basically. So
Yeah.
I'll read it out as it's been sent through from Greenie. But g'day, boys. First off, thanks for the tips for my recent trip to Brisbane. We had an unbelievable time, which I'm about to elaborate on. And thanks to Klutz for the photo and the shout out on the potty. It made my day. So you met him
yeah.
in the car park, I believe.
yeah,
after
he come
footy
over.
game.
I think his first game of rugby league was he went to Roosters Dragons on Anzac Day.
Yeah. And then
I believe that was the first game he saw, which was pretty sick.
Yep. So he goes on. So I'm from Warrington in the UK, situated directly between Manchester and Liverpool,
Shout out to the Wolves.
and right in the heartland of rugby league. I'm an absolute rugby league diehard, following the Warrington Wolves in the Super League over here, but also the Broncos in the NRL for many years, since my dad got me into this great sport as a little man. Back in 2000 and 2001, Alfie Langer played 55 games for Warrington, and a 7-year-old Greenie was obsessed with our new Aussie signing, who I was lucky enough to meet at my under-8s end-of-year presentation, and that picture of us together has been a lifelong prized possession. As we approach the Rugby League World Cup in 2022, me and the old man spotted a flyer for an afternoon with Alfie Langer at the King's Head, better known as the Disco Bar, which is the pre- and post-match spot for a few scoops on game day. So it sounds like the Caxton over in Warrington, basically. Without hesitation, we booked tickets and couldn't wait to see Alfie and hear some elite stories from the great man. I'm a bit of a hoarder when it comes to rugby league memorabilia, and I still had my Warrington shirt from 2000 that I was wearing during the picture that I had with Alfie back at my under-8s presentation. So I thought I'd take the shirt to get signed, but also take a copy of the original photo with me so we could get an updated version 22 years later. Long story short, we did exactly that. Had a few beers with Alf and swapped details. Within weeks, me and Greenie Senior had booked our first trip to Australia with the intention of finally getting to watch the Broncos play at Suncorp. Little did we know when we landed in Brizzy, we'd end up having a big weekend with Alf, his brother Cliffy, and Caxton regular Effie, along with getting to visit Red Hill, which is where the Broncos train, and the old fella getting a rub down from Alfie himself.
Fuck yeah.
Our trip to Brizzy wouldn't be complete without several blokes being rammed down our throats at the world-famous Caxton, an absolute monstrosity of a hot dog being consumed in the car park with sauce flying everywhere, and a nice little chinwag with the man Klutz, who was chugging a bloke straight out of a pitcher. No couple glass required. Let's just say we stocked up on Broncos gear, and Greenie the Pom Senior had been running shapes to fill Reece Walsh's spot whilst he's on Origin duties. I know you're currently looking for a UK correspondent, but I'd like to formally apply for the position of UK Rugby League correspondent with the intention of teaming up with the other Poms, such as the Merseyside Masturbator, to form a team of reliable correspondents from various topics, with my specialty being the greatest game of all. With all that said, I'd also love for you both to adopt the Warrington Wolves, also known as the Wires, as your Super League team, given the huge link between the Wires and the Bronx. A big box of merch could be heading your way soon. Please see the images and videos attached for context. This is why we love rugby league. This is why we love Alfie. This is why we love Queensland. Up the fucking Maroons. Give him heaps.
I'm a little bit amped.
And the photos are so sick. So he's having a beer at Felons, which is like the great spot in Brizzy. His dad's getting a massage from Alfie in the Broncos fucking change rooms. He's on the piss upstairs at the Caco, which I'm assuming that's Alfie's brother and stuff.
Yeah.
Him and his dad out the front of the Caco. Then a photo with Alf at the Caco.
Fuck yes.
The boys with Kevy and Alf at the Broncos training facility at the game. And then a few more. There's him with Alfie in the signed jersey.
That's so sick.
Fucking so sick.
That is dead set awesome. Yeah, I definitely remember meeting the great man.
Yeah, and then that's the original photo
Holy
from back in the day.
shit.
Insane.
Fucking hell.
How good is that? And how fucking sick is that from Alfie to fucking just hook the boys up?
For like everyone out there, like, Alfie is one of the greatest blokes you'll ever meet.
Perfect example. That's a perfect
example. There's you speak to everyone up here, and if you have a chat to him, he takes the time of day to have a chat. Like we've spoken about it before. We were so giddy to meet him.
Yeah.
Sterling introduced us to him last year or the year before. And at the end of the night, like 4 hours later, we're leaving. And he goes, see you, Clark, see you, Arse. Have a good night, boys. Like, remembered our names.
Yeah.
And the amount of people that he remembers.
Yeah.
And, like, just the quality of the man.
Yeah.
But for him to do that for those absolute legends from for Greenie and Greenie Senior, that's fucking
pretty cool. Like podcast, someone in the UK listening to our podcast wants to come to the Caxton.
Yeah.
Also loves Alfie Langer. Meets Alf in England and then meets up with him over here and gets on the piss with him at the Caco. What a fucking small world. How sick is that?
Fucked.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to adopt Warrington as my Super League team as well.
It's done for me. That's my Super League team. Go the Wolves. Go the Wires.
Fuck St. Helens, bunch of dogs.
Go the Wolves.
Fuck Hull. Fuck everyone. Up the Wolves.
Fuck Leeds.
Hunt like a fucking pack.
That's it.
We'll be a pack.
And I think the idea of having a few UK correspondents is good. We've obviously got the Poo Professor, Merseyside Masturbator, and now Greenie the Pom.
That's it. I like
it's
that.
all
That's a fucking great deadly trio.
That is a fucking deadly trio.
The boys need to meet up over there.
Yeah, get on the
and
piss.
discuss some stuff.
Yeah.
If you have if there's any other UK listeners that might have some credentials, reach out.
Yep.
Because we really I would love to have a UK correspondent.
Yeah, if it's just a pack of them.
Yeah. As much as we shit on England, I do have a lot of respect for that place. I'd love to go there.
Yeah, we're going to come there one day for sure. Have some fucking pints.
Yeah.
Did you have any good posts you wanted to bring up from the week?
Yeah, so community posts, they're one of the favourite things of the frothies at the moment. And Kelly Thor's been leading the way with posting them. But some of the ones that I've seen, Fergus posted one from Baronia Heights. Anyone lost a boat? And just in the middle of the street, there's a fucking boat upside down in someone's driveway.
Don't know how you misplaced that, but sure.
Etch. In the Moreton City News, a basketball hoop has been taken down. Someone's posted basketball hoop taken down because of people complaining about too much noise. There goes multiple age groups of kids, teens and adults having fun.
Grow up.
I live across the road and hardly ever hear noise. And if I do, it's noise of happiness.
Yeah, grow up.
Whoever made this happen must be a pretty sad person to ruin many people's enjoyment.
That's fucking disgraceful anyway.
Fucking oath. My personal favourite from this week. Someone's chicken is walking along the Kianga Dalmany Benz Southern Road with someone commenting, dumped by someone. Pretty awful. It's like, who dumps their chickens on the side of the road?
Yeah.
Fucking Bundy Dribbler as well posted about the bloke who owns this fella Raj, who's taken over Domino's at Newmarket, and he's quite active in the community group. But there's been multiple occasions where he's had to post in the Wilston Windsor Grange Newmarket group about people stealing their delivery bikes. Now, the Domino's is directed, it's basically situated directly across the road from
the pub,
the Newmarket Hotel.
Yeah.
So like people just go there pissed and steal the bikes and go driving.
You can sit out the front of the Newmarket pub as well and see across the road to the Domino's. So there'd be people there just getting full going.
Yeah.
There's my lift home.
And the last community group one, random question, but did anyone hear repetitive gunshots around Redwood Park 5 minutes ago? Not sure if it's someone's TV, but it was very loud.
That's terrifying.
So yeah, that is quite terrifying. But the last thing in the group that I'd like to bring up, I'm not going to name the person, but it's okay. This is just a warning. But they posted, when the Caxton is packed, the Lord Alfred will do. Now, we got nothing against the Lord Alfred up the top.
Nothing at all.
But nothing compares to the
Caxton. Yeah.
It's not a
Don't
substitute.
disrespect the Caxton like that.
It is well worth the wait to get into the Caco.
100%.
A packed Caco is one of the fucking funnest nights you'll ever have.
Yeah, 100%.
There's nothing better than being up close and personal and sweaty with thousands of blokes and Queenslanders.
Getting blokes down your throat.
Yeah, getting blokes down your throat.
And one more thing before we move on that I want to bring up was big shout out to Loza from Victoria. She got a photo outside the Brooklyn Bridge and the big pineapple today in her BBB merch. We love seeing BBB merch in front of Wonders of the World.
Yep.
Stonehenge, of course, in Italy. Yep, that's where it is.
Yeah, it's in Italy.
Yep.
Yep.
As Clutzy found out, he wasn't too sure where the photo was, but we got to the bottom of it. So it's great to see that sort of shit. So if you've got BBB merch out there, fucking take some photos with it in some sick places and tell us where it is.
We'll tell you where it is. We'll tell you where you are.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yep.
We will tell you.
Definitely.
All right. To wrap up this week, I have a few potential rules for life, Josh.
Okay, talk to me.
Don't know if they're, basically we got to put them to the test and put them through the ringer before we add them to the book because we don't want stuff in there that's, not up to it.
No, not at all.
So the first one I have, there's been a lot of poo chat on the podcast of late, but it happens.
But it's some of the best chat you can have, in my opinion.
I agree. Like, I had a great time doing our podcast, the show that came out on Monday.
Yep.
There was lots of poo chat. It was the hardest I've laughed in a long while.
Heaps, yes.
It was great. I love pooing, so we're not going to stop talking about it. So this rule: never trust a clean paper on the first wipe. If something seems too good to be true, it probably is.
Hard agree. People
You're a brave person if you're taking one wipe and it's clean and you're just going, yep, I'm done here.
I always hear people talk about the ghost wipe and how they're stoked. I think that is the scariest wipe you can ever have.
Yeah.
I aggressively keep going.
I reckon I wouldn't go any less than 3, just to be sure.
To be sure, because there's always something lurking.
Yeah, and you don't want something lurking.
No,
you don't want to leave something lurking.
That is an incredibly good rule for life, though. Because there's nothing worse than walking around with shit out your asshole in public.
Yeah.
It's people are going to smell you.
And it is a fucking unbelievable like, it's hard to believe that it actually does happen,
Yeah.
Like, when you do go for the wipe and there's nothing there, it's like, how is this even possible? So I agree. I'm all for it. I never trust the first wipe.
No.
The second, I feel like this is a bit more for the blokes who are working in sort of the manual labour side of things,
Okay.
tradies, people like that, yourself. So I don't know if I can comment on this one as much, being a corporate office boy. But every time we ask people for examples of rules for life, this one comes up. So I think it's an important one to, put to the test.
Okay.
And that is never put your finger where you wouldn't put your cock. How do you feel about that one?
100%.
Yep.
100%. That's great.
Yep.
I like that.
Because I'm basically not at risk of losing a finger. I wouldn't think editing the podcast at home, but
You never know, Joe.
you do never know. It's
You
true.
know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you never know.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, you wouldn't put it on the floor, underneath a wheel,
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't put it under a wheel.
or
no.
near a wheel. Because
Yeah,
what
well,
happens
no.
if someone comes in, sits down, and pushes back and chops your finger off?
Yeah, chops your cock off.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have a cock anymore.
Cockless.
You're now Adam Reynolds. You played your cock off. Shout out to Adam. But yeah, no, I 100% agree with that. It's actually fucked when you're on site how many things like could potentially fuck you. Like how many things that could go wrong.
Yeah.
Like,
It could fuck you and cause you never to be able
there's
to
a
fuck
sharp metal
anyone.
edge. Are you gonna put your finger across it? No, because you wouldn't put your cock across it.
Oh, that hurts to think about.
Yeah, dude. See, that's what I mean.
Things that could fuck you that mean you can never fuck anyone ever again.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to stump.
Yeah, no, you don't. No, you don't. Shout out to Long John Silver.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely don't
If
want
you
to
want to know
stump.
about Long John Silver and have no idea what we're going on about, go back to
Google
the
it.
Fetish Files.
Yeah. What was that podcast called? I can't- Maybe it was
Something
just
about
called.
feet. I think
Yeah.
the Fetish Files.
Yeah. Only feet, maybe.
Only feet. We've got to
Yeah.
bring back a fetish file.
Well, maybe next week we can do fetish files.
Actually, yeah, if anyone's got a fetish that they want us to explore, let us know.
And we'll do an episode
I
on
don't
it.
know how we got there, but
We got there.
we got there. So, but yeah, that's one of the great rules of life. That one.
Yep. I reckon they're both going in the book then. We don't even have to think about it. They're both pretty straightforward.
Yeah, yeah.
No grey areas. We'll lock them in.
No.
Righto. Well, thanks for tuning into another week of the podcast. Sports show coming out tomorrow with a little bit of an announcement on it, I guess.
Is there?
It's changing up the sports show.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yep.
Yeah,
We're
fuck.
changing it up. Not massively.
Not
It's going to be the
massively,
same
yeah.
show you've always heard, probably just a bit better.
Yeah.
So make sure you tune in for that. Thanks for listening to this.
A little bit more abusive.
Share it with all your mates, please. And go Jeeps. Go Queensland.
Go Jeeves. Have a beautiful time. Bye.
Go the Broncos.